Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned. There are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
I really appreciate that about you. Yeah, going on. I really appreciate that about you. Going on. I really appreciate that about you.
So patient, new tax bracket, so I go on vacation. I just sit up in the sun and my mind's still racing. We lost to the facts, but we still in second place. And me an edible, the TAC is fake. Dollar fall like got 'em, so I'm outside raking. So nice, a couple niggas tried to break it. Broke the window, so my wife bashed his face in. It smelled like a butcher, but it came to bring the bacon. Just bought a clock in his fair top face. To turn the fuck down because my
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. And tonight is the night that you don't want to miss. So you might as well get in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out Uncle Muse in this thing, man. Let me get some shout outs in. Let me see who we got up in this thing, man. Like I said, we got Uncle Muse up in the house. Man, we got Love Unconditional in the house. Cynthia in the house. Justin in the house. Bree in the house. Trevin in the house. Rico, what's going on? Tanisha, what's going on? What's going on? Goddess, what's going on? Cookie, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's good with it, huh?
Blessings, nephew. Ready. I'm gonna lay back in the cut and engage when you give me the green light as you set up the questions for me. Blessing to every single individual in the chat. Blessing to your household. Hope everybody is continually striving to be the best version that they were born to be.
Hmm?
I yield back.
What's going on? Patricia, what's going on? Regina, what's going on? Black Duchess, what up? Okay. How we gonna start today? Okay, first I want to start off by acknowledging, um, okay, Jennifer Bonjean tweeted today, we are disappointed to announce that the Seventh Circuit today affirmed Robert's Northern District conviction and sentence. Make no mistake about it. This does not mark the end of this fight. Robert remains in good spirits, and we are just getting started. So, I know a lot of people were feeling down. A lot of people was, a lot of people was feeling down. A lot of people felt, oh man, they feel like they a lot of people feel like they got the air, sucked out of them. But I want y'all to understand one thing. This is typical, when we talking about the appellate court. This is typical. It's typical that they deny appeals. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? There's also a higher court. Because one thing that these people can't take away from us is everything that we understand, everything that we know about this case, everything that transpired within the court. They can't take away the things that we know. So just because they want to come out and announce that Mr. Kelly appeal got denied, what? Come on, man. Did y'all not expect that? I'm not gonna say it's a good expectation to have, but with everything that we've seen these people do and how they went about what they done, how could y'all not expect that? But let me take you here though. Let me take y'all here. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. It's important that we get the likes up. It's very important that we get the likes up because we want this video to get pushed out. But how conveniently that yesterday, breaking news, Harvey Weinstein's New York court case get overturned by the highest courts of appeal. How conveniently is that? Then the next day, y'all thought y'all was gonna be able to, y'all really thought we was gonna be able to celebrate something good happening in the courtroom more than 24 hours? Y'all thought we really was gonna get to celebrate for more than 24 hours. Y'all thought we was gonna get to celebrate that victory for more than 24 hours. But how conveniently these people, look at how strategic they are. Harvey Weinstein shit get overturned yesterday. Then today they announced that Mr. Kelly got denied. You
Right.
gotta satisfy something. You know what I'm saying? We pissed y'all off because we overturned this conviction.
Right.
But I wanna reassure y'all that on the backside, like, we gonna deny this appeal though. How conveniently.
Right.
Y'all see the play. Y'all see the play. Y'all not blind. Nobody in this chat is blind. Nobody that is watching this shit is blind. Like I continuously say, we cannot take back what we've heard and what we know.
Your darkest day is just before the break of dawn. So in between time, don't get confused. It's a continued dogfight until total victory is obtained. You're going against the powers of evil individuals in high places. So it is said that good news takes its time, but bad news travels quickly. That's because you have good and evil to contend with in this thing called life. Let that breathe for a moment. I yield back, nephew.
Now, check this out. Everybody, whether you for R. Kelly or against R. Kelly, understand the cases against Mr. Kelly and how the cases went per the trial. Now, yesterday when Harvey Weinstein conviction got overturned, I'm sure you didn't hear nothing because people started to think and they started to look, right? Y'all didn't hear nothing yesterday. Dead silence yesterday. This how it was. This how it was from those people who opposed Mr. Kelly. And I'm just speaking hypothetically. I don't know for sure. But it seemed to me that yesterday when Mr. Weinstein conviction got overturned, it was this yesterday. A lot of people wish they never heard it. But I bet you today, you're going to hear so many people talking. You're going to hear so much talk about, oh, his appeal got denied. Oh, he got denied. Let me tell you something. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all. And that was the Seventh Circuit, right? So this is from the Supreme Court of the United States. And it shows you a chart of decided cases, affirmed cases, reversed, and percentages of reverse. So the Seventh Circuit since 2023, well, it's 2022, 2023, recently here. Let's go to the Seventh Circuit. They decided 2 cases. 1 case was affirmed. 1 case was reversed. Okay. But you look at this and you all see this chart. Y'all go look it up. Look up this chart. You look at a lot of these cases, man. You know, you see the Ninth Circuit decided 14 cases. 3 cases was affirmed. 11 cases were reversed. So it shows you that when you go and look at the graph and you see, look at that, the Second Circuit decided 7 cases. 2 cases were affirmed. 5 cases were reversed. So it goes to show you that these people do make mistakes. They do make errors. Because if they didn't make errors in their decision, you wouldn't see these reversals over here. So
Good evening to you. I'm sorry, nephew. Good evening to you, K baby. How you doing, my darling?
So these people can't discourage me by conveniently overturning Mr. Harvey Weinstein's case yesterday and today, exclusively breaking news, Mr. Kelly conviction get overturned. So what I want to do is I want you all to hear Mr. Weinstein's attorney talk about the basis of his reversal. Let's take a look. Now, y'all make sure y'all keep notes because y'all know we all are familiar with the Robert Kelly case. But listen to Mr. Weinstein's attorney.
Joining us now is a man who knows Harvey Weinstein quite well, his attorney, Arthur Aidala. Mr. Aidala, thank you so much for coming back on the show. Just immediately off the top, your reaction to the court overturning this?
Well, to be quite candid, I was pleasantly surprised, but surprise would be the first word. Look, we all know that in society, when something gets so hyped up, it takes on a life of its own. And that's kind of what happened here at the trial. But nobody really thought that the Harvey Weinstein verdict was going to get reversed. So I was surprised today when that happened. Then I spoke to Mr. Weinstein, and he called me and told me that someone had walked into the facility where he was at and just handed him a piece of paper. It was the very initial news reports that just said Weinstein verdict reversed. And he called me and he could not have been more gracious. He said, thank you more times than I could imagine. You know, he was like slightly emotional, but I think he was overwhelmed. I think he was almost in a state of shock as well. We had been given misinformation that the decision wasn't coming out until May. As far as I know, we're still in April. So there was that part of it. But Lindsay, what really made me happy for the criminal justice system, really in America, which is really being challenged right now, is that, you know, Harvey Weinstein was the poster child for a international movement, and that caused the trial judge.
Now, they said Mr. Weinstein was the poster child, but do you think they really want a white face as the poster child for sexual assault?
No, I don't believe so.
He wasn't even the first person that the Me Too movement came after.
Right.
They started with Bill Cosby. So how did he become the poster child for it? But his case get overturned, and then guess who they put up the next in position? Robert Kelly.
To really throw out the rule books that we're all entitled to under the United States Constitution.
The New York Court of Appeals gave a scathing opinion. How common is that to see that kind of rebuke of a trial lawyer, of a trial judge?
It's right. It's the trial judge. It's not that common. I mean, the rulings in this case were literally rulings no one had ever seen before. Had they been seen before, the prosecution would have cited them. Well, Judge, what this judge here did was not so unique because they did it in this case and that case. It had never been done before. Basically, Harvey Weinstein was charged with assaulting 3 women. The judge allowed an additional 4 women to testify. So instead of our legal team confronting 3 women, we confronted 7 women. And that's something that's unheard of. And basically the judge said, oh, the jury needed that to help them understand. And the court said, no. All that was doing was bolstering those.
Now, I want y'all to pay close attention to this, because this news reporter is going to try and defend. This news reporter is going to try and defend the prosecution, the government, on why they brought in 4 other women to testify.
Right. Gotta expect that.
Them understand. And the court said, no. All that was doing was bolstering. Those 4 women were just bolstering the testimony of the other 3. It was basically just showing Harvey's a bad guy. And we can't convict people on rumors because that's all they were. They were never charges. Those people never brought criminal charges against Harvey Weinstein. They just came there and they had an axe to grind. And many of them got a check out of it as well.
But what about MO? If you're trying to prove, look, this person has a routine pattern of behavior, and that's why this is admissible to hear from these other witnesses.
Correct, but that was not the case here. That's
Y'all see how he packed her up real quick?
You got to be sharp. You got to be on your toes with this. Yeah.
She tried to say they tried to show MO. He said this wasn't a case of identity. Hold on, y'all.
Has a routine pattern of behavior, and that's why this is trying to prove. Look,
many of them got a check out of it as well.
But what about MO? If you're trying to prove, look, this person has a routine pattern of behavior, and that's why this is admissible to hear from these other witnesses.
Correct, but that was not the case here. That's typically when identification is an issue out of it as well.
But what about MO? If you're trying to prove, look, this person has a routine pattern of behavior, and that's why this is admissible to hear from these other witnesses.
Correct, but that was not the case here. That's typically when identification is an issue. Harvey Weinstein never...
You see how these people, how these people try to, hold on. Y'all see how these people try to defend this bullshit. Y'all hear how they try to defend this bullshit. They trying to show MO. This wasn't no case of identity. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And why can't you do that, Big Vi? Big Vi, why you say you can't do that? I didn't say you can't do that. The Supreme Court said you can't do that. Here.
Take a look.
The rationale for introducing the testimony of the 3 uncharged victims.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative of defendant's state of mind.
Why wasn't that accomplished with the 3 women who were complainants? I mean, that for me is the problem. You already have 3 women who give you 3 different types of stories of the horrors they allege they experienced with him. I think you've covered that. So to pile on with 3 uncharged complainants, 3 uncharged victims, is leaning really close to that propensity line.
It was relevant to defendant's intent. As Your Honor pointed out, intent was hotly contested below.
I don't understand how that wasn't established through man. Because he had a 5-year relationship with him after the assault.
I didn't say you can't do that. This is the Supreme Court telling you. You can't bring in these uncharged acts. The Supreme Court is telling these people, this prosecutor, you should be able to prove your case with the women that this man is being charged for. We all know that this happened in Mr. Kelly case. We all seen it. Cases. What up, Kevin? You got a judge, as in Judge Lindenweber. He used a charge that Mr. Kelly was found not guilty of to sentence this man.
Never said he wasn't fooling around with these women. He just said, I didn't force them to do anything. I mean, he always proclaimed his innocence. Not that you got the wrong guy, which is when MO would come into play. He just said, yes, we had relations, but there were no complaints. And some of these complaints came up 10 years later or even more. So MO comes in under certain situations. But in this situation, the judges ruled, even because now it's a retrial. It's not like they threw out his case. We got to go back and start from the beginning. But the judge says there's no reason to have any of this Molyneux, any of these extra witnesses come in to testify.
Arthur Aidala, big day for you and your client, Harvey Weinstein. We so appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay. So y'all know I'm spinning the block. Now, I want y'all to hear this. Now, this is from an accuser of Harvey Weinstein. Let me let you how I want y'all. Hold on. Listen at this shit right here, y'all. Y'all finna trip out. What up with it, Provoke?
What's going on? Boy, what's up, man? It's another day, man. Another one.
It's going down, man.
A whole nother one, bro. Yeah,
Now,
let this lawyer talk his talk, boy. Swear.
Now listen at this. Listen at this. Listen to what he say. I want y'all to hear this. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I was already sharing. Okay.
Regret that he has that he put these women through that situation and he looked at them right in the eyes in that courtroom. But Harvey Weinstein has been very, very consistent. Mimi LA and I fooled around on, I forget what day of the week it was. She called me in the morning. This is her testimony. She called me in the morning, said, my friend's having a baby in California. Can you fly me out? He flew her out. She came back less than 10 days later. They went to dinner and they made love. And then years later, she said, well, the time we made love, that was consensual. But the 10 days before that, that wasn't consensual.
Wow.
Man, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up. You saying you had consensual relations 10 days before, then you went back 10 days later, and then you say you made love. Make this shit make sense.
It don't make no sense, bruh. Whatever happened the first time, look, I have in my life, I have a rule about sex. And it's the three time rule. First time you do it, you want to see if it's a fluke. If it was good or bad. So you might go back. And also, if you go back, you know what I'm saying, if it's good again, you're gonna get it a third time. That's basically how that go. So obviously, she likes something about the experience the first time. That's obvious.
You gotta make it make sense. You say the first time now the first time not consensual. What in your rabbit ass mind frame would make someone believe that you went back and made love to somebody who took advantage of you? How do that even make sense?
They ain't meant to make sense. They
You
ain't
took
trying
it
to
the
make
first
sense.
time, but we made love the second time.
We passionate. Making love is like,
what's up, Miss Carla?
That's deep. How you go? You know what I'm saying? How you go all the way from a sexual assault aggravated to making sweet, passionate love? More than likely listening to some Kales. Most likely.
He must have slipped up and went in the wrong one.
Boy, he hit the one that's thinking, not the one that wait. Baby. But
I'm gonna let Mr. Adala finish speaking because he gonna say something that's real profound, man.
You need to let me hold $1.
And Harvey Weinstein says, no, it was consensual. And he wants to come back into the courtroom and have this team and whatever lawyers Mr. Weinstein wants to bring on, cross-examine her, fight her case. He wants to take the stand and say, look, yes, it happened. We never said it didn't happen, but I didn't sexually assault anybody.
What does this mean for Harvey's California? That may be the only part.
Well,
I want y'all to listen at this right here, though. Watch what he say right here, y'all.
A brilliant lawyer by the name of Jennifer Bonjean, who I spoke to on the way here. She's handling his California appeal. I will tell you that one of the women who testified at this trial, one of those Molyneux witnesses of which the case was reversed, she testified at this trial.
A Molyneux witness is a bad act witness or the extra witness, someone he's not being charged for. When he say that's the professional term for it, but that's just a woman that he wasn't being charged for that testified. But listen at this, y'all.
Okay.
Cross-examine her, fight her case. He wants to take the stand and say, look, yes, it happened. We never said it didn't happen, but I didn't sexually assault anybody.
BBC, what does this mean for Harvey's California catch baby DOP party?
Well, there a brilliant lawyer by the name of Jennifer Bonjean, who I spoke to on the way here. She's handling his California appeal. I will tell you that one of the women who testified at this trial, one of those Molyneux witnesses of which the case was reversed, she testified at this trial, not that he was charged here, but he was charged in California. And a jury heard her in California. And the jury didn't believe her and found him not guilty of.
Do y'all hear this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Now they put this same girl in California, and they charged him in California for this girl. A jury heard her story, and they didn't believe him, and he wasn't charged for. He was found not guilty.
What that sound like? Haven't we heard that before?
Haven't we heard it before?
Man.
BA.
We have heard it all before, sir.
Haven't we heard it before?
LV.
Listen at this shit, man. Why is these people? Why does this case and the things that happen in the Weinstein case correlates to every goddamn thing damn near that went on in Mr. Kelly case?
Speak on it.
You gotta make this make sense. You take a witness from another case that the grand jury didn't find credible, and you take her and fly ass across country to another trial and then let her give testimony. Make this shit make sense.
Yeah.
Let me play that back.
Yeah, our judicial system, man, needs a lot of work.
I forget what day of the week it was. She called me in the morning. This is her testimony. She called me in the morning, said, my friend's having a baby in California. Can you fly me out? He flew her out. She came back less than 10 days later. They went to dinner and they made love. And then years later, she said, well, the time we made love, that was consensual. But the 10 days before that, that wasn't consensual. And Harvey Weinstein said, no, it was consensual. And he wants to come back into the courtroom and have.
Now, understand this shit. I got to stop it right there. She came for the baby shower. They had sex. She flew home. She flew back home. Then 10 days later, she flew back to have sex again. What type of fucking sense do that make? I'm trying to make sense of this shit. I'm trying to make sense of it. You call this man for a flight because your friend having a baby shower. You come out there, y'all have sex. You leave and go back home. 10 days later, you come back to have sex again. Well, make love the second time. So what happened was the first time y'all had sex, and then the second time y'all made love. But how can you make love if a person sexually assaulted you previously?
Some females is kinky like that.
How can you even correlate it to be love? How can you even compare it to be love when you said that this man then assaulted you?
Oh man, look. We talked about Trevor Bauer, bro. Same thing happened to him. Female said that he knocked her down, and then she came back to prove to herself or get power back. Or something, I don't know what, some silly shit. But this is what they do. It's the most convoluted logic of all times, man. Like, who in the heck goes back for more assault? You know, I just want to see if I really like that or not. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, this idea that you can tell a person, you know, and I can get that, you know what I'm saying? You can tell a person, hey, I ain't like that move you did, or too much teeth or something. You can tell somebody if they do something wrong, but they don't, if that's the case, any dude that done got scraped by some teeth need to file assault charges because that shit hurt. I digress. Hey, Muse, what's going on, baby boy? How you feeling?
What's up? What's up, Provoke?
You know,
My thinking is just I'm not gonna touch what the particulars are going on in a person's bedroom and all that.
you
I'm not even
can't. You
I'm
can't.
not gonna touch that. I don't want to even put that out there. Like but what I do see is when you trying to maneuver in this industry,
Mm-hmm.
you have a mobile individual of such status as Mr. Weinstein. Now I'm gonna pause there and I just want that statement right there as my boy, shout out to Country Wayne. I just want that to sizzle in your spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't underestimate a person who's trying to reach the top by any means necessary. And then things don't turn out the way you planned them to. It's wrong for you. The same thing with Pac. It's the same scenario when he was talking outside that courtroom with the white shirt on. He said, it's not a crime. He said, I'm not married. It's not, I'm sorry, and I can't be with every woman that I come in contact with, or we decide that we, have an agreement, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and that's what it is, and then I move on. It's a crime for that individual to take that experience, and I'm paraphrasing, take that experience and turn it to a crime. Because whatever your intent is, I respect that. That didn't fall the way you thought it would go according to your plan. So you in your feelings and you feel some type of way. When we had an understanding and we knew what this was and we were consenting adults, but yet you're going to turn around and not finesse that and take advantage of that situation because I'm at this status, I may be a heavy producer, I may be an art, you know what I mean? Whatever. And the system, our current judicial system, and these particular groups and this political stuff attached to that, and they pick and choose. That's very dangerous for our democracy when you do that. Because when that's on a high level like that, don't think that can't come down your street and touch your cousin, your uncle, your nephew. I yield back, nephew. Let that breathe. Please let that breathe for a moment.
This team and whatever lawyers Mr. Weinstein wants to bring on, cross-examine her, fight her case. He wants to take the stand and say, look, yes, it happened. We never said it didn't happen, but I didn't sexually assault anybody.
ABC, what does this mean for Harvey's California That may be the only part.
Well, there a brilliant lawyer by the name of Jennifer Bonjean, who I spoke to on the way here. She's handling his California appeal. I will tell you that one of the women who testified at this trial, one of those Molyneux witnesses of which the case was reversed, she testified at this trial, not that he was charged here, but he was charged in California. And a jury heard her in California. And the jury didn't believe her and found him not guilty of that woman who helped convict him here. So when one of the only Molyneux witness that was actually put to the test of being cross-examined in front of 12 jurors, those 12 citizens of the United States of America said, we don't believe you, not guilty.
We don't believe you.
We don't believe you, not guilty. But then they transport your ass up to New York and you come up there with the same shit, and all of a sudden,
that's a quick Lisa Van Allen turnaround. That's like a Lisa Van Allen, but they had to do it quick.
Right. They strategically did that. If this woman wasn't believable in one case, why the hell would y'all try to satisfy her by bringing her to be a witness in another case, but he's not on trial for her no more? I feel like if a person is on trial for you, if he's on trial for you and a jury found him not guilty of the accusation that you are accusing him for, you should not be able to be a witness in shit.
Yeah, but that's not
It
it.
already shows your intentions.
Now, you know what? The thing that I don't, the thing that happened, man, with this is it was just to believe all women bull crap, man. You don't need evidence if you're just gonna believe a person off top just because they said it. Just because you can say, well, you can throw a psychologist out there that's gonna give you psychobabble and tell you, well, hey, this happens all the time with people who are victims. They go back to they victimizer and all that stupidness. I ain't never seen nobody go back to nobody that sexually assaulted them like that and go make sweet love to them the next time.
You gotta make it make sense, man.
And make love is her term. That's not Harvey's thing.
That's
her.
what she said. We made love 10 days later.
10 days later, man. 10 days later.
We're gonna let my boy finish talking, then we're gonna go listen to what Jennifer got to say.
Do you think that Weinstein will go free?
I could just tell you what Jennifer Bonjean, his attorney in California, told me, is that she said the appellate.
Author Idala there answering those questions in front of the New York County Courthouse, reacting to this decision from the Court of Appeals of New York, saying that today is according to him, great day for America, not a sentiment shared by many of those who are part of the Me Too movement, who came forward as part of it. Here's a statement that we received.
I don't want to hear shit they got to say. Now they me next, goddamn.
Is it injustice?
Hey, come on, let's get Bonjean up here, man. Jenny from the block. TMZ, don't strike your boy, man. I know y'all some haters.
Jean, Jennifer, welcome to TMZ Live.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So Jennifer, first of all, your reaction to the Court of Appeals in New York and how it might align with what you're trying to do in Los Angeles.
I'm not surprised by the decision of the Court of Appeals. Time and time again, trial judges in the Cosby case, this case, they do not seem to understand that you cannot overwhelm a jury with multiple allegations, uncharged allegations, and expect a defendant to get a fair trial. And the high courts understand it. The trial courts do not, apparently. So they're going to continue to be reversed, and they need to understand that they have an obligation to an accused to give him a fair trial. And they didn't do it here, and they didn't do it in California as well. And that conviction was hanging on by a thread even before the news of this New York conviction being vacated. So we believe that conviction should go. In fact, I think he should be released on bail pending appeal right this very second. And that's what we're going to be working towards.
So wait.
Damn TMZ. That's weird. I don't know what the hell TMZ done snipped me, ain't.
You know they X-File. You know that.
I mean, that shit just stopped.
So you can't do nothing to it, huh? Refresh the page, man. Give it a good refresh, man. I don't know.
Should go. In fact, I think he should be released on bail pending appeal right this very second. And that's what we're going to be working towards.
So wait a minute. So are you going to New York to ask for that?
No, we are going to California to ask for that, because what people don't understand is that California jury was tainted out of the gate because they knew from Jump Street, even through jury selection, that Mr. Weinstein had been convicted, a conviction that no longer exists in New York. Multiple jurors said, I can't be fair to this guy because I know he was convicted in New York. And now you have that tainting the entire jury pool, the entire jury process. It impacted whether Mr. Weinstein was going to take the stand.
Oh, now she just gave y'all a perspective. I don't know if y'all caught what she just said. I'm not sure if a lot of y'all caught what she just said. Mr. Kelly conviction in New York, pretty much is what she's saying. How could it not take the jury in Chicago? He'd already been found guilty in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So how could that not taint the jury's mind? If he'd been found guilty in New York, how could it not taint the jury's mind in Chicago? All right, Jennifer, I hear you talking, girl. Sound like you got some goddamn seasoning in that gumbo. Uh-huh. You got season salt in your cabinet, girl.
Hey, look at here. That's a Midwest girl right there. So I wouldn't. Hey,
she got
God
that
praise
Lawrence,
her,
she
baby.
got that Lawrence in her cabinet. Uh-huh.
Might have a little slap your mama in there too.
Uh-huh.
Gotta have that slap in your cabinet. You ain't cooking, bro.
Uh-huh.
It simply tainted the entire process in California. California to ask for that, because what people don't understand is that California jury was tainted out of the gate because they knew from Jump Street, even through jury selection, that Mr. Weinstein had been convicted, a conviction that no longer exists in New York. Multiple jurors said, I can't be fair to this guy because I know he was convicted in New York. And now you have that tainting the entire jury pool, the entire jury process. It impacted whether Mr. Weinstein was going to take the stand. It simply tainted the entire process in California. In addition to...
Can I interrupt you for a second? So
sure.
Your argument is not so much that, well, maybe it's both, but not so much that there were prior bad acts that shouldn't have been allowed in, but that this was all predicated on the fact that the jury knew that there was a conviction in New York. So out of the gate, now that there's no conviction in New York, by definition, there should be a reversal. There should be, they should throw the case out in LA.
That's right. It's both. It's both. The substance of the Court of Appeals decision in New York has huge impact for the propriety of the ruling in California, because there was what we call 1108 evidence, Molyneux evidence. It's really just other accusers coming in. That type of evidence was presented in California as well. That's a problem. That was always going to be an issue on appeal that we were raising and are raising, and the briefs due May 20th. We now have a separate, equally compelling issue that you have a tainted jury. I mean, Mr. Weinstein didn't come into a courtroom with the presumption of innocence to begin with because of the way the media the way the media handled the case, and it's what the media does. But everybody knew about these allegations. And then you have jurors who believed he was fairly convicted in New York saying, yeah, I mean, he was convicted there. He probably did it here. That tainted the process from the start. So it's really both types of attacks on this conviction. And I will also point out, as you know, Mr. Weinstein was only convicted of one of the accusers, that's Jane Doe 1. And we have 3 sworn affidavits from jurors who said they never would have convicted him, even on that count, had they been privy to information that was withheld for them about.
Whoa.
You see that? Let that breathe, nephew. Let that breathe. Shout out to the legendary everybody in the chat family. We got the legendary, iconic Mr. Timeline himself has graced the panel. Mr. J Rock, how you doing, my brother?
Let's just say I'm happy that the weekend is finally here.
It's Friday.
What's going on, J Rock, man?
Man, what's going on, Provoke? What's going on, Uncle Muse? I appreciate you putting this on. Now, let me go ahead and just address the elephant in the room. We all know that the main reason that this is going on and the decision with what happened to R.Kelly's conviction being upheld by the appellate court is because of the fallout from the overturning of this conviction.
Right.
And also the fact, with that being said, that it caused such an uproar that the courts had to throw a bone out to the Me Too movement and some certain media outlets to kind of pacify some of the outrage or kind of quell some of the outrage, so to speak.
Yeah, because they would have pulled their hair out, bro.
Right. Plus,
they were getting phone calls yesterday, man.
Right. And also on top of that, I think this is also their way of trying to get their lick back on Jennifer Bonjean, because she also just so happens to represent Harvey Weinstein.
Right. I'm peeping the game, Rock. I'm peeping the game. Mm-hmm. That's a sharp woman. Don't get it twisted. She's not new to this, you all in the chat family. She is not new to this. If you listen to what she just got through saying, the woman is on her square. She's solid. She got a phenomenal team around her, and she's partnered with some other individuals that are on her field. She's good. She's good.
And imagine, and I can show that Jennifer Bonjean and this attorney right here are working hand in hand, and they are going over these cases, and they looking at Mr. Kelly case, and they seeing the comparisons between the cases with Mr. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein and Mr. Cosby. They looking at this shit. This is an attack that the Me Too movement put together to bring down these powerful people. And now they looking at how the Me Too movement kind of like provoked a court to do the shit that they did. And now here it is, these cases being overturned simply because the Me Too movement put pressure on the courts to convict these people by any means necessary. Now they want to add how the fuck, I want to say that, how in the fuck, F-U-C-K, you motherfucking Me Too people want to be mad at the Court of Appeals when you should be mad at the motherfuckers who tried your case. They the one fucked up.
Now, I got a question to ask. I'm just going to throw this out to the panel and the chat. Do you think that the decision for R. Kelly's appellate decision would have happened today if Harvey Weinstein's overturned conviction had happened yesterday? Do you think the decision would happen today?
Hold on.
Hell no.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you.
Hell no. No way.
I'm gonna show you.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
They got phone calls, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's my point exactly. So you can't tell me, because if that decision for Harvey Weinstein's overturned conviction never comes down yesterday, R. Kelly's appeal would still be in deliberation right now.
That shit came out faster than a hot pocket in the air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 20. Well, 24 hours. Less than 24
hours. It was 24 hours. Maybe a little less than that.
That's why the opinion was so short. It was a real short opinion, wasn't it? From the court.
Very.
And they talking about hostages and shit. Chained up in basements. No. Hell
Shout out to Bishop Bullwinkle for answering my question.
Hell no.
The Harvey Weinstein conviction didn't come out. They say that wasn't supposed to come out until May. That was his attorney.
So R. Kelly's appeal wasn't supposed to come out yet?
They said it could take up to a year to 18 months for a decision. That shit came out. That shit came out like the COVID virus did. Goddamn me, away.
We just listened to that Illinois appeal, right?
Yeah,
we just listened to it. And Harvey Weinstein was what, last year?
Yep, Harvey Weinstein been in there since 2020.
But his appeal was what, last year? Or year before that?
Hold on, let me see. When was his appeal? Let me Google it.
Google me. Because that R. Kelly shit came back like fast food.
But that shit happened this month. The first one was in February, right? Was it February? And then for the Chicago shit was in February. And then another one was in March, right?
Right.
Yeah, let's say March 18th was New York. So February the 15th had to been
Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. And when was Harvey Weinstein's appeal?
Let me see.
Because that's telltale.
And you said the appeal process takes anywhere from a year to 18 months.
Right. That's what it was said.
That shit didn't even last 60 days. So the question is, who's lining their pockets and who's pulling their strings?
Because it don't make no damn sense, man. See, and see what they count on is for people not to ask them type of questions. Because the math ain't mathing on that.
Harvey Weinstein, they say Harvey Weinstein's they showing the shit that was overturned. Lawsuit against Weinstein on let me see, a sexual assault victim has filed a lawsuit against him. That say something on February 9th, 2023. I'm looking. If y'all can help anybody in chat, if y'all can help us find the date, Cornell said last year. Weinstein trial judge James Burke was not reappointed to the bench after his term expired. And they showing everything but the goddamn date that he filed the goddamn. Come on, chat family. Help us out.
Let me see. I'm feeling
it says 2021. Weinstein, who has denied all wrongdoing, appealed in 2021, citing a series of issues, including error to trial. So he filed his appeal in 2021.
When did they hear it though? Because that's telltale, bro. When did Harvey Weinstein's appeal get heard in court?
Yeah.
Shit, his shit was February too.
Was it heard in February 2023? He filed it in 2021, so it was heard in February of 2023. Now the shit was overturned.
So here's a question I wanna throw out. Kind of rephrase it for J Rock on the panel. Do you just sit back in life when your government runs amok and you got people in these particular positions that govern, DA, superintendent of police, all these people? Do you just lay down and let them just take your life and your family lineage and do nothing and just die away? I know that's a real tough and real hard question, but I'm saying it the way I'm saying it with the intensity that I'm saying it. You know what I mean? This lady has come into this situation, man, who's doing it the right way it's supposed to be done. Anyone who has violated the law, whose lawlessness has harmed someone, took someone's life, hurt someone in any capacity, are to face charge and be held to the extent of the law and taken off the street. Now that I got that out the way. But for the ones who, because of their gifting and their talent and becoming successful and get to a certain level, to be targeted by individuals, and then you got these political entities and these individuals that's lawmakers picking and choosing who they want to snuff out. Do you just lay down? And then when you stand up to fight for what's yours and your right, they try to destroy your image and make you think you're crazy.
Yeah, that's the world. That's the world.
That's why you don't have conscious rap anymore. And you got the rap you got that's taking our children to hell. But we don't do anything. We just sit there. What we gonna do? So shout out to people like Mr. Bonjean, these individuals who stand up for integrity, for principles, for morals, for goodness, who fight against the evil that we see. Let that breathe. That's where my heart is at right now.
You know
How
what,
you?
man? You're absolutely right. Because like I said, we sitting up here in a situation where it can happen to anybody, bro. This just, shit rolls downhill. So what make you think that it ain't easy as hell for them to round you up and somebody say you did something to somebody and, or whatever the case may be, and here you are in jail. They throw you in jail for anything, man. People don't realize in this country, we are being fucking replaced. And, and especially as black men, they don't even want us reproducing. So they peddling homosexuality and transgender in our neighborhoods and in our damn schools, so it can confuse our kids, and they allowing them to castrate themselves at a young age.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is trying to make being effeminate fashionable.
I don't know, man. I'm finna see what Jennifer got to say a little bit more. But with all of this shit, with them coming out doing the shit, it makes it the shit that they do with denying Mr. Kelly. This shit is so blatant, man. They actually doing this shit right before our face, like we don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? How ironic is it that you deny someone's appeal the day after a case was overturned, and the goddamn cases is dead right similar.
It reeks.
Same accusations and everything.
It reeks of corruption.
Yeah.
It smells.
Let me go to the video.
And we have 3 sworn affidavits from jurors who said they never would have convicted him, even on that count, had they been privy to information that was withheld for them about her motivations, because she did sue him about, 2 weeks after the verdict came back, after she said she never was interested in money, and then about information about her relationship with a person who was there at the festival where she claims Harvey assaulted her. So again, the conviction was so problematic from the start. Then you add this. We believe that Mr. Weinstein really should be given bail pending appeal, because there's a lot to unravel here.
So Jennifer, do you think that, I know you want him freed pending appeal in California, but in New York, where they've said they do intend to retry him, and who knows how long that would take, do you think that you'd be able to get him out on bail in New York as well?
I understand that the district attorney is saying they're going to retry him. I guess that's what they said today. I haven't heard it myself. I'll take your word for it. The reality, though, is that at the time that Mr. Weinstein was tried in California, this jury was under an assumption that he was convicted in New York. And that assumption is now a fallacy. He was not convicted. And that doesn't change whether they retry him or not. I would also point out that one of the accusers, Jane Doe 2, I believe, in the California case, was one of the Molyneux witnesses in New York. Okay. And when she was cross-examined, there was extensive cross-examination about her testimony in New York. So this jury in California was inundated with information that, yes, he was tried in New York, and they knew he was convicted in New York. And now that conviction doesn't exist, whether they try to retry him or not, the reality is that jury was tainted. And I don't think a retrial changes that.
Have you talked to your client since the Court of Appeals made its ruling?
No, but I talked to him yesterday, and we were waiting on it. So, but I look forward to talking to him today. It's an exciting day for him, and it's an exciting day for the criminal justice process, because there still needs to be a fair process. Our constitutional principles rely on it. And, whatever your feelings are about Harvey Weinstein, our system should work fairly for everybody, whether it's Harvey Weinstein or some John Doe. It has to work fairly for everybody. And the prosecution is taking too many liberties, and trial judges are allowing them to do it. And it needs to end.
There are instances where prior bad acts can be allowed in cases like this, right? And it's my understanding that
they did weigh that at the trial level, the trial judge, there was a discussion about this, about whether or not these witnesses should be allowed to testify. Do you feel that something went wrong in that process? Because they can be allowed in, correct me if I'm wrong,
if you could
for
show
motivation,
if
right?
you could
For
show an MO.
Right, exactly. That's right, Harvey. The MO, exception, if you will, is a very limited exception. It has to be like a signature crime. It's like when you have a serial killer out there that does something unique, like scratches his initials in the back of a victim, and then says, well, I didn't do this crime, but there are the initials in the back of this victim. You say, okay, wait a second. You were guilty of these other ones. We can connect you to this because identity is at issue. And I don't want to get too into the weeds of it. Right. That's an appropriate use of prior bad acts. But to just say, which, really what happened here is that, he was doing this type of stuff or some variation of this type of stuff on other occasions. That is not modus operandi. That is propensity evidence. You did it before. You must have done it here. And that's the prohibited purpose. And that's what they did here. And that's what they did in California. And the prosecution conflates these issues. Frankly, trial judges don't get it right very often. And then even if there is a legitimate purpose for it, you still have to weigh the prejudice. That's always the final factor that a court has to say.
That's why you hear these judges on the one video that I always play say it has to be a balance. You can't come in there and you got 3 victims and you got 4 Molinar witnesses. That's not a balance. That's not a balance.
It's the exact opposite of balance. It's literally tilting the scales of justice.
Right. Cynthia say he filed it April the 15th. They filed it April the 15th. New York court upheld on 6/2/21, 2021. Yeah.
So this was his second attempt.
Yeah, they did not. They upheld it on the like Kales. They upheld it at the appellate level. Then they took it to the highest level, and the highest level overturned it. So that's why I say the shit with R.Kelly, it was expected.
I mean, I don't know what to expect in New York, man.
The reason why I look at New York case, the way I think New York is so different is because of those judges that said
now
are many issues within this case. And some of those issues are the same issues that they just overturned Harvey Weinstein case for.
Now, I do believe that they can use Harvey Weinstein's case as a precedent in their favor.
Absolutely.
In their favor, because you had Faith Rogers, you had Lizette Martinez, you had what's the girl, the wild now chick,
the one chick that he got found not guilty of, that say she flew there to do the interview or whatever, and he was locked in the room. He got found not guilty of that charge, the man, and you gotta look at his New York case. The man was only being charged for, I think, 6 victims, and he had 50 people testify against him.
Yeah.
Talk about balance.
That man, look.
You remember, not to mention now, the men that came in there and say that he sexually assaulted them. Look at all this. Look at all this shit now.
Right.
That's 5 right there.
Right. Like you said, over jury. As it really,
he did it to one. Then that one say he went got his whole boy, brung him back.
Right.
Hey, what was the old girl name? The light skinned chick he was dating, the wild now girl.
Not Heather, is it?
No, she was a wild now girl. He used to be. He said the one that said he scratched the neck, snatched the chain off.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I forget her little name, but she.
You talking about who Kels had dated?
Yeah.
Hallie Calhoun.
Hallie Calhoun. This in court, they played a video of this lady. smearing crap all over herself. R.Kelly wasn't nowhere around.
He wasn't charged for that either.
And he wasn't charged for that.
They played the audio, right, of him talking to her about stealing.
Yep. And all the videos that they brought in of females having threesomes and shit in the bed by themselves with him nowhere around. You feel me? They did that man bogus.
That's why I feel so strongly about the New York case, but in the Chicago case, I have certain things about the Chicago case that I feel strong about. When you got the judge considering, when the judge is considering charges that this man was found not guilty of.
Right. Which the appellate court just did that shit too.
These two cases to get overturned in Mr. Kelly's case and Mr. Harvey Weinstein case is critical because
hey, y'all hold it down right quick. Y'all gotta step. I gotta step to the side right fast.
Gotcha.
For one, it exposes the corruption, how these evil men and women get into these particular prestigious positions that's supposed to be of service to the community and the public and the nation, and they're corrupt and they utilize this law behind it. I just firmly believe, when I yield back to the panel, I just firmly believe, and nothing's going to shake me from what I'm about to say. I don't care how much it looks. I don't care what you go through. I still believe in the justice of the God Almighty that created the heavens and the earth. And he is not pleased when evil men take advantage of those who walk in goodness and stand for standards and morals and integrity. It's going to be a dogfight in this thing called life. But I'm going to quote something that the late Tupac Amaru Shakur said. Is it a crime for me just to fight for what's mine?
That's a fact, bro.
Yield back to the panel. I yield back to the distinguished panel.
Man, look, when it comes down to this appeal situation, man, I know that if they can look at Harvey Weinstein and say, oh, it was too many prior bad act witnesses, this appellate division is going to see the same thing. And if they don't see the same thing, then we know exactly what the hell is going on. This is why, these situations is why men need to speak up. I'm sick of being quiet. Because when a female says something, it just is what it is. And it's not like this just happened. It's been this way. It's been this way. And I blame us men for going soft.
You know what? Soft. With everything that's going on in regards to Kels's case and Kels's appeal, like when the Illinois appellate court upheld the conviction, I wasn't the least bit shocked because I already knew what the play was going to be. Because I was like, come on, man, less than 24 hours, y'all turn around and pull this.
The crazy thing to me, J Rock, just real quick, is that the New York case comes before the Chicago case. And how the heck does the appeal process get finished in Chicago before the New York case?
Right. Well, they're trying to throw a monkey wrench in the New York appeal. So just like what Jennifer Bonjean just said in that video, they said, well, when they went to California, they said, well, you was discussing because he already got convicted in New York. So then that's the carryover to California. Right. So Chicago trying to create a carryover from Chicago to New York. Right. That's what they're trying to do on this time go around. So my thing is, you know what? Just like when you go to a bar and you open up a tab, all the bullshit you're doing, R.Kelly, all you're doing is running a big ass tab that you're gonna have to pay this man back for when it's all said and done. And the price of that tab is gonna be so damn huge that everybody gonna be outraged. And I'm gonna be like, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself.
I mean, because over this time frame, you got to think about it, it's been so many lost wages for this man. You know, when he could have been earning money, but you got these same females that went to his concerts and bought his albums out there picketing against him because they believe the hype. You know, they believe the hype of these females that come up out of these bedrooms. And if you can't recall certain stuff in court, then I question your total recall of the events that happened.
See, me and one of my homeboys had a conversation a couple of days ago about this, and then the stuff and some of the things I told him that I broke down to him, he told me, he said, "Man, the way they did that, man, black community, everybody, they owe that man an apology." And I looked at him dead in his face. I said, "I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. We are way past apologies."
Yep.
Because now you can't tell me there is an apology big enough that the black community, black radio, can give this man.
Nothing.
There is, I don't know what you can give him to make up for this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no apology big enough for this.
Not at all.
You had a couple of individuals who really touched on this. Corey Holcomb was one. Shout out to Uncle Luke. He was the other one. And Umar Johnson. And let's just put it where it is. They're telling this man, like they did the late Tupac Shakur, like they did Sam Cooke. These artists, they telling you, you're not going to leave here clean. They telling you that. We're going to pimp you off your artistry. You don't have a right to say nothing. You're not even a full human. I want y'all to catch this, to understand. Don't underestimate these individuals and how they view these particular artists. So shout out to individuals like Master P, those who understood the importance of entrepreneurship and to teach their children this strategy, how to be unplugged from their system. Because when you are part of that system and they partnered with you, they feel that you're not self-made. We made you what you are. We use your image and your brand. We partner. We put sponsors behind you. How dare you come and say that because you didn't get a certain percentage off the shoe deal, and then you're going to get in the media and sit and talk about who you saw in certain rooms? Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, now they make a phone call. Hey, go over there and talk to him. They can say that first they're going to say, yo, talk to you. Hey, man, you calm down, man. You kind of make us away. That don't work. Then the senator gets a call. My point is, we can sleep as much as we want to, but don't think politics don't have its hand in every single fiber of the society. And if you don't understand how to maneuver through this, you a dead man walking. I pass it to folks from both thoughts who can break this down even clearer than what I just stated.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because you got to think about it, man. What it is us as men, we got to understand a lot of things. We got to understand that this system as black men has never been designed to protect us. The first ever police that was put in this country to catch runaway slaves. So when you look at it in that perspective, anything that is jacked up for you in its conception is going to always be jacked up for you. And the crazy thing about it is that goes all the way up into the court system and everything, man. We got a lot of cats out here that's trustees and, for the white supremacists. And they make sure that they keep us in line. And when we jump out of line, they the same ones that's going to jump out there and destroy us. So we got to be wise to the facts of that. We gotta really, really look at the fact that Black men ain't just got under attack. We've been under it.
Right. And you want to know
the crazy thing about it, J. Rock, if you're going to say the crazy thing about it is it's perpetuated by a section of our Black women. Now you can go, J. Rock.
Well, what I was about to say, the way it's looking right now, Bonjean out here saving more Black men than Black Lives Matter.
Speak on it. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Yup, indeed. Now, I'm thankful for Jennifer Bonjean. She's showing exactly what she can do.
She's showing how it's supposed to be done.
She knows that accountability is absolutely key when it comes to this. You have to be, these judges are allowing for these prosecutors, because they're friends. Most judges are former prosecutors. And they allowing their friends to do whatever the hell they want. I.e. Fonnie Willis and Judge McAfee down there in Georgia. I.e. the judge in this New York case with Trump and the lawyer that came from Washington to do what he did. The same with, with Ann Donnelly and the judge and the people that, come on now, you got the lawyers, you got the district attorney, and you got the judge. Okay, all of them are on the side of convicting people, man.
Yep. And also, I'll throw out another name out there, and I think it's so ironic when I saw this yesterday on a quick video. Angela Rye, who back in the day I would have had a thing for, now I can't stand the sight of her. She jumps up talking about how she's crying about the injustice of Marilyn Mosby, the former, I guess you say, former district attorney or city attorney for Baltimore, because she got caught in a fraud scandal. And now she's facing up to 40 years in prison now.
What's crazy?
And she was the linchpin as to what happened to Freddie Gray.
Now, who was the person that you mentioned, J. Rock? You said that you had back in the day. What was the name? What did she do? Who is she? That name don't strike no bell.
What you talking about? The one I talking about with she was screaming about the injustice of Marilyn Mosby.
Yeah.
Angela Rye.
Who is she?
Angela Rye was she's an attorney / political analyst. Close friend to Charlemagne the God. That ought to tell you enough, right there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The judicial system lacks one key thing. And this is the reason why we're seeing this. There's a lack of integrity in the judicial system. Like I said, do you think that Ann Donnelly and them attorneys, or whenever they kicked it or hung out, didn't talk about cases? We already know Ann Donnelly hang out with lawyers. We saw her kicking it with Letitia James when she was giving her 2 male, 2 pale speech. So we know they kick it. The prosecution and the judges. So that they talk about what you're gonna talk about. People see stuff in the news. You think that the judge ain't cutting on a TV?
Right.
You think that attorneys and prosecutors ain't cutting on no damn televisions?
Yeah.
And as catty as some women can be, you don't think that all these female prosecutors and judges, they ain't talking about it?
Yeah, let me interject something because this is one thing I don't want us to lose sight of on my nephew Big Vibes channel. So let me say it like this. A lot of people in the chat never probably heard me before reference what I'm going to reference about a certain rapper. So I'm just those of you who have heard me, just indulge me for a moment. The rapper Plies put out an album, his first album, commercial album called The Real Testament. And in one of the songs in the lyrics, Plies get to a point where I believe Plies is pretty much talking to people that hustle, you know what I mean, and take care of their business. And the way I process information and I hear stuff, I take it in. This is my extracting what Plies was saying in this phrase. He said, I'm gonna say the phrase first, and then I'm just gonna say from how I draw from it. He said, if the heart is not right, ain't no telling what they'll do. So here's my thought process. No matter what your ethnicity is, whether you male or female, if when you get up every day and you have decided that you want to stay in hurt, in pain, in resentment, unforgiveness, anger, trauma, deficit, and you so happen to find yourself where you govern over individuals' lives, you are no different than Adolf Hitler, because the indwelling of your heart is dark. You are now in alliance with evil until you get to a point in your life that everybody has an opportunity to experience where the light bulb comes on. You get a revelation, whatever you want to call it. You get a heightened sense of awareness and declare, I want to move better for my life. I want to be the best version that I was put on this planet to become. When you decide to move in that direction, your vision is so clear, your discernment is so heightened that when you see the ills of humanity, it disturbs your spirit. You must stand for justice. You must rally with those. You got to fight in this thing called life. You refuse to let evil win. But just know it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. I say this point a year back. When you decide to be the best version that you just want to be in this world, you don't have time for other people's business. You don't feed on the tragedy and the downfall of individuals' lives. You speak for justice, for fairness. Yes, people are accountable. They should take ownership, take responsibility. There's consequences and repercussions for your actions and your decisions you make. Let that breathe. I'll yield back.
So, it is a labor of love out here, man, to be out here and try to have the stamina to deal with the everyday of information and processing it and even trying to bring it to people. It's really, really hard to be on the side of right and righteousness, because the only thing that we want to see is this thing done right. We looking on the screen, we got an attorney that her only interest is that you do it right and you do it fair. And she picked people apart in that regard. These people have a duty. They've taken oaths. And time again, we watching people just spit on that oath that they took. You promised that you was going to bring it fair and you was going to do it right. And now you in here and it's all about agendas and movements to the point where they can call Harvey Weinstein's trial a Me Too trial and then turn right around and make R.Kelly public enemy number one. That Bill Cosby was public enemy number one. How many number ones is it? So when I look at this thing, man, and I look at this fight, man, I'll fight for anybody that I know was done wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say, screw the next guy. Well, if it ain't my guy, then I don't care no more. Because what happens when R.Kelly do get out? And you see another injustice? You just going to act like it didn't happen? You're going to go and be like everybody else? Or are you going to continue to fight for what you believe in?
Yeah,
I mean, we can sit here all day and we can watch lives and we can, comment in chats and we can, say some profound things. I've done it. I did it for years before I even got to do lives. But what are you going to do about it when it gets so frustrating that you can't take it and you're tired of seeing it? How long are you going to allow for people to, piss in your face and tell you it's lemonade? I'm not allowing it to happen at all. So at the end of the day, when it comes to Robert Sylvester Kelly, we know why they did what they did today. There's no doubt in my mind why they did what they did today. Because they had to quell it was just like when Barack Obama got elected, it was to calm niggas down. So this was to calm some people down. But at the end of the day, the injustice is still there. And we can never stop talking about it, whether it's R.Kelly or Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby, anybody who's been accused, or Diddy, about to be accused, anything. We got to be right. If we want the right results, we got to be right. And we got to be, I'm happy for Harvey Weinstein. I'm happy as hell. Because if you didn't do it right, it don't count.
Which is exactly what Jennifer Bonjean said when she was on BNC.
If you don't do it right, it does not count.
Mm-hmm.
I would never say, oh, this is the end of whatever, or feel any type of way about this, because I know that Bill Cosby got his first appeal. What? Denied. It got denied. Because they're going to try to hold on to your black ass. When they get a hold of a black one, they're going to try to hold on. You better believe that. So we going to make sure that we keep on talking about it and we keep on exposing it. And trust me, when these females like Azriel Clary and Drea Kelly and all these clowns realize that they 15 minutes of fame done ran out and they ain't getting no money for their story no more, they're going to go back to the truth. Trust and believe me, that's going to happen.
And you want to know the crazy part about that? It's that first interview that they're going to have to do when he's out. And a lot of those facts come out and everybody sees it. And now for the first time, they're going to have to say, well, it didn't necessarily happen the way I said it at first. Which now all of a sudden is going to open up Pandora's box, because now it's going to be a whole lot more questions now thrown at them.
Mm-hmm.
Questions that they thought that they would never have to answer. Things that they thought that they could just sweep under the rug and nobody was going to ever pick up on it. And when that day comes, I promise it's gonna be real ugly.
You know, everything that I've seen formulate, you know, with these movements and, you know, just everything that goes on seems like RICO to me. The things that they accusing these other people of don't be RICOs or none of that, but the shit that they doing to come together for a common purpose to convict people for false allegations and bringing in all these witnesses, that's RICO. That, man, come on, and they getting paid. That whole Lifetime scene with R.Kelly was a big fat RICO. They all came together for a common purpose to rob a man of his career and everything, and his due process.
Yeah, especially when that artist now has a music catalog that is worth roughly $1.5 billion and counting.
And counting.
I'm back, y'all. Had to take care of some real serious business real quick.
It's all good, man. You know, sometimes, you know, a pipe will burst. I don't know shit. Whatever you got going on over there, you know.
What up, Hawk? What up, Petey? What up, Goddess? Bless One, Lisa. What's going on, everybody, man? So
Hey, just so you know, Big Vine, about a half, I'm gonna go live because I know you probably need to do something. I had already said it.
Get ready. I'm finna finish this one. Lil Mac, what up with it? I'm finna get ready. Finish this. Listening to Jennifer, and then we finna and we'll be getting ready to get up out of here. But man, shout out to everybody, man. I really want people to understand, though. I'm not gonna say I want people to understand. I don't like to talk to y'all or anyone that follow this platform. I don't like to talk to people like I'm teaching y'all, because we all are in this together. We all understand what we've seen. We all understand what we witnessed. So we all in this together, and I want us all to look at this. We see the plays. We see the formula that they try to use when it comes down to this situation. Even when Bill Cosby conviction got overturned, they were, oh, it was a error. No, it wasn't an error. You all are prosecutors. You all you heard by a judge.
You know what their famous you know what their favorite word is that they also like to throw in? You know what their favorite word is? Technicality.
Yeah, they say it's a technicality. No, it wouldn't. Because guess what? If they're presiding judge over the case, he or she sat there and heard and saw everything that these prosecutors were doing and allowed it to happen. So don't be mad at an appeals court that overturned a conviction that the judge should have never probably even allowed certain shit to go on in the trial. It's their courtroom, so they can control, just like Sidebar and denied Mr. Kelly from putting in information and text messages and different things that he had. These judges could have told these prosecutors, these 4 witnesses that he's not being charged for aren't allowed in the trial.
So the issue with that, Big Vi, is this. Instead of you not having to prove your innocence, they just don't allow you to.
Right. That's it. You just said a mouthful. Say that again.
I said, you know, damn. You know, instead of, you know, you not having to prove your innocence, they just don't even allow you to. It's not your job to prove your innocence, but if you can, they're not going to allow it.
You got Jennifer just saying, you got witnesses who said if they would have heard certain evidence or saw certain evidence, they wouldn't even came to the decision that they came to, which means certain evidence was suppressed so that jurors wouldn't even see it.
I mean, they can't even prove to you, you can't even prove that a person is a straight up hoe. You can't even, you know, well, she was doing this, that, and the fifth. You can't even bring that in.
It goes back to this video we saw yesterday with Neo's baby mama. She did everything to provoke that man, and if he would have responded aggressively, he would have been fighting for his life.
He'd have been at fault, and they would have cut out everything she said and went straight to when he got the straight body slammed up for real.
Right. Neo would have been the monster at that
Thank
point.
you, Ann. Let's check the likes out, y'all. We got 104 people in here. Let's check the likes out. I'm
See
already.
what's going on.
Let me check the lights out. Let's see what we got. Lights out, lights out. Lights out, lights out.
See, let me see. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
Oh yeah, on here.
You sitting on 84?
Oh man.
Sitting on 84.
104 in here. We ain't got number 85 likes. Come on, y'all. I told y'all we need to get to 100 likes. That's free. That's like government cheap. We gotta have at least 100 to get YouTube to push this shit out there. But let's finish listening to what Jennifer got to say.
Okay, maybe it has some legitimate this because identity is at issue. And I don't want to get too into the weeds of it. Right. That's an appropriate use of prior bad acts. But to just say, which, really what happened here is that, he was doing this type of stuff or some variation of this type of stuff on other occasions. That is not modus operandi. That is propensity evidence. You did it before. You must have done it here. And that's the prohibited purpose. And that's what they did here. And that's what they did in California. And the prosecution conflates these issues. Frankly, trial judges don't get it right very often. And then even if there is a legitimate purpose for it, you still have to weigh the prejudice. That's always the final factor that a court has to say, okay, maybe it has some legitimate purpose, but it doesn't out.
And when we talk about that prejudice word, you already know. Talk about that prejudice. What she's talking about, I had to make sure I put that up there so we all understand prejudice, what it means. What it means to cause one to have a prejudicial and unfavorable opinion of someone or something. And this is what she mean about that conviction in New York, then having this California case right after that.
It's a ripple effect, man. It's nature. That's a natural reaction.
Mm-hmm. Now, would it be safe to assume that a RICO would be considered a lazy conviction?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because they want to throw everything that they could possibly find versus getting to the root of the problem. They say, well, instead of them going in there and take the goddamn limbs off, instead of them going to the root of the tree, they just take the limbs and leave the tree.
So here's
the
what
limbs came off of that tree. So I'm going to assure you that the tree got to have a root. No, we need the root of the tree.
Right.
We don't even know what
limbs on the ground. It's 100 trees in this field. We don't know where these limbs come from.
Right. It's the craziness of the game.
That umbrella, they like to operate with that umbrella because they want to goddamn be able to just throw in whatever they want to throw in. Just say, just like you say, you want to paint the picture that this is a bad guy. And it's just not, you can't do that. You hear the Supreme Court tell this prosecutor in the one video that I bring out, just because the defendant have 20 felony convictions don't mean you can just go to town on them 20 felony convictions. What up with it,
Hey, I don't know if y'all watched the comment that Uncle Luke did when he was talking about when the Diddy stuff came out and what he was addressing, how he don't like how they, that's wrong how you do the kids. That particular video what he was talking about. At the end of his live, he shared a story about a tax credit that they had, and I think it was North Carolina, I think it was, and Atlanta pretty much had, all the stuff going on for themselves. And he said this is the case of big bank take little bank. So what they did is Atlanta got together and dumped a lot of money in this particular guy's campaign that was in, I think it was South Carolina, what have you, so that when he wins, then he will get rid of the tax code, therefore eliminating the competition. You know what I mean? And what his point was how things are done that a lot of us don't get and understand because we're looking in a whole nother direction. So he said these individuals dump money in campaigns for these senators, for these judges.
Right.
So
and yeah,
who is connected to This, but so my point is, when you got somebody like Miss Bonjean coming on the scene, moving the way she's moving, she's holding those who supposed to be upon the law accountable for what the original intent of the founding fathers of this nation was doing. Their original intent, where it was founded on, it was founded on Christian principles initially. When you do your history, I'm not gonna dive all into that. We're gonna leave that alone and keep it moving. So if they would look at what's going on now in our democracy, and it's whoa, that was never our intent. So you have a right to hold those accountable. And when you got someone like this, the evilness that is within them gets agitated. You ever been around a family member or a friend, stranger, whoever, and you trying to walk in positivity and a person's they whole energy is just off, and just by your mere presence, you ain't trying to make no waves, you ain't messing with nobody. Just you being in the room disturbs them because of how you move. And that's what you're seeing. The only way this gonna start getting right and get back to where it's supposed to be, you got to expose these individuals. You got to put the light on the dark places like she's doing and doing it straight down the middle to where it's supposed to be done. And that's an uphill battle. That's an uphill battle. But I do believe, like her and other individuals out here who decent, who got integrity, who stand for moral standards and justice and fairness. I do believe that with every fiber of my being. And you have the right to fight for what is yours. You have that God-given right as a human being. You got that right. But you got these evil people in high places tell you, how dare you stand up for your rights? And so they use bully tactics. They twist and finesse the laws and bend them. And because of weak-minded individuals who sell their soul for material gain, is the reason why we have what we have. Shout out to people like Miss Bonjean that do it the right way, the way it's supposed, and hold those accountable for it. We getting stuff done. I yield back, nephew.
Yeah, man. I know that we living in a world right now where when it comes to your rights, man, all bets are off. They're trying to take them away every single way that they can, man. And I don't give a damn what you say. R.Kelly rights is my rights, it's your rights, and everybody else's rights. Harvey Weinstein's rights, Bill Cosby's rights. We all get the same rights. And I feel that once again, he's been violated, but at the same time, I already kind of figured that it was going to be like that. But, I didn't expect for it to happen like this fast, but okay, whatever. So now we got to understand that there is still some process for him in this. Not to mention the fact that even still, the judge Lenin Weber said that after 5 years that he could actually get out if he could actually get early release. Now, at that point, we're going to work on full-fledged exoneration. And we're going to lay into these heifers for lying. Just like we been, but we're going to turn it up a notch.
What's up, Ms. Ann? Prince Charles, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, that YSL Rico some trash.
Yeah.
Straight up garbage. Straight up garbage. Violating this man's freedom of expression. Because at the end of the day, if you gonna do that, then you need to round up every rapper from the 90s.
Shit, musician, period. Shit, you got some of these country music singers be talking about sleeping with their cousins and shit. All type of
round them up. I mean, if this is what it is, round them up.
Munchie, what up with it?
That's the level of fairness we're dealing with. It's not at all fair.
When they can't control you and when you don't follow to the dictate of their drum, then this is what happens. That's what happened. That's why even back in the hood, back in the street, we know how it is. You had guys, country rapper talked about it all the time. Being front some work, man, that's the wackest thing you ever do.
Mm-hmm.
You go get it out the mud yourself, let it breathe. All you do with that note. It's the same thing with that. That's why you got to be careful. I like how Uncle Luke put it out. When you partner with these individuals and they feel like they made you a billionaire, it's like, man, your albums ain't did that much in volume that you became a billionaire. Like I said earlier, they use your brand and your name and your image to partner with individuals. So when you got individuals like who had that shoe deal, you know what I'm talking about, an individual who had the liquor deal that feels like they got, maybe some unfairness going along. But the thing is, that's fine and all dandy. J Rock know what I'm talking about. Don't you dare go to the media. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. Now you got all these sponsors, these individuals who's connected to these senators, these judges, district attorneys, and even a law firm you try to go and partner with them. So now what? That's what happened to these individuals. So much to that one with the shoe deal, nobody want to do a feature with him. Because now you got these people like you did this, and let's say you did this today, it happened by the end of this week. Do you know how much money they have lost with their shareholders? That's how dangerous and serious this stuff is when you get in bed with these people, in other words. But when you don't go in the room and make them deals with them individuals, woo, you can move with so much peace. And man, listen. But when you in bed with these people and you feel the deal didn't go right, some fairness transaction happened, and then you get in your feelings and you feel like now you the man, you the one, whatever. Then you gonna take it to social media, you get in the media and all of this, you gonna die, and you don't realize who these people connected to. My point is this: people, why Mr. Kelly ain't speaking out? Why he not saying that? Why he not doing this? Why he not saying that? It's a lot of stuff that go on in this industry that people who do know how to keep your mouth closed and move in a certain way. And look what's happening. He ain't not one time, J Rock, that I can recall correctly. I'll wait. About anybody. He ain't said no ill. And look what happened. Everybody who came against this man, he stood thorough. He stood in his principle. He believed in himself. Him and God relationship is where it is. So whatever corrections, adjustments, like any other human has to make to move in a new direction, to do whatever. That's everybody had that same thing. Ain't nobody exempt. That's between his relationship with God. But when it comes to the legal matters and everything that comes with this, you don't be in the game for 30 years and not know nothing and didn't say a word, nephew. And look what happened. What she say? Won't he do it? I yield back, nephew.
So I want people to check something out before I get ready to get up off here. And I want you all to go and look this up, for the people in the chat. Whenever you all have time, I want y'all to go and check this out. We see her again. She just interviewed Harvey Weinstein attorney.
One man's fight for justice. Back in 1989 in New Jersey, Isaac Wright Jr., a 28-year-old music producer, husband, and father, was wrongfully convicted of being a drug kingpin and sentenced to life in prison. Wright's new book, Marked for Life, One Man's Fight for Justice from the Inside, details his journey to freedom, helping to overturn 20 of his fellow inmates' convictions, and then finally his own. Now an attorney, he's helping people just like him. Isaac Wright Jr. joins us now. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You go into quite a bit of detail about what you believe led to your arrest. Summarize that for us and what was going through your head at the time.
I walked into a situation when I moved to New Jersey that I wasn't prepared for. Very successful young man, you know, in the prime of my life, doing the best that I could to raise a family and to be successful. And that turned out to be an Achilles heels. I came under target of this particular prosecutor, first based on some acquaintances. It was the appearance of wealth. And that became the beginning of the end for me.
And when you refused to take a plea deal and decided to represent yourself, what doubts did you have at the time?
The first time I got convicted of anything, I got life in prison for it. So I was new to this, and so it was an incredible shock. Not just the charges and the fact that I was facing life, but my experience within the system, the things that I found out about how the system really worked, about how the people.
And I'm telling you, I'm showing y'all because I need for you all to go and watch this man's documentary. I need for you all to go and watch the TV series For Life. When I tell you, I'm 100% behind the fact that ABC took this man's show off the network because it was exposing the corruption that goes on within the judicial system.
Not only in the judicial system, but New York.
in New York, period.
And the system treated others that were subject to their authority. So that was an incredible wake-up call. And I had to do something about it. I found myself alone. And when I say that, this is very important for me to say, when I say I was alone, I'm not saying I didn't have family and people that didn't love me and people that didn't support me. The system is set up to isolate you from that. Without your attorney, you are truly alone. And with your attorney, if he's not set to do the right things for you, then you're even more alone. You're in more trouble with an attorney that's not going to do the right thing for you than you are representing yourself. So I had to choose what I believed was the best of both evils, and that was, to represent myself.
You were sentenced to life. How much time did you actually serve?
I was sentenced to life on just one charge. I was sentenced to approximately 70 years on the other charges. And I served 7.5 years in prison before I was able to turn it all around.
Why was it so important for you to see your fellow inmates' convictions overturned before your own?
Now, I had no idea that I had a gift until I went to prison. And I understood, even, getting told no, even losing motions, I understood that I had something that was different. And I saw the difference in what I had in terms of my ability to understand the law and to litigate it and what they had. And they needed help. They were also alone. And what I was going through was projected on my empathy for what they were actually going through. So it was not only a sense of obligation, but it was also a way that I was able to fight back. I was just not fighting back with my case. I was fighting back with all the injustices that has surrounded me.
I can only imagine. Your story inspired the ABC show For Life, and you're now cementing your journey in this book, Marked for Life. What's next for you?
There's a number of things that's coming up that I'm very excited about. 50 and I are working on something that, we're kind of keeping under wraps until the first quarter of next year. It's a very exciting endeavor, very happy about it. And I think it's going to do a lot of public good. There's also, I'm drifting into the finance world. As a part of what I experienced, one of the things about reentry is, it's very, very difficult for people coming back into the world to find their footing. So I'm going to start an organization, or working on starting an organization. And
so worthwhile, all that you are doing, Isaac. We thank you so much for your time. His book, Marked for Life, One Man's Fight for Justice from the Inside, is now available wherever books are sold.
So, yeah.
Thank you, nephew. Thank you for that. That solidifies everything that I've said on the platform, especially when you have stepped away and came back. Thank you. Bless you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, that's a great show for people. It's a great show for people to go and check out. But I'm finna get ready to get up out of here. Old Thoughts got a live about to start, and he's gonna tackle this Weinstein situation and talk about other Jaquel's no appeals court upholding the conviction. Uh, but y'all, I'm telling y'all, for life, you will not be disappointed. I think it was on at one point it was on Amazon Prime. But if you can find it, wherever you can find it at, when I tell y'all, it's gonna have y'all glued to y'all seat. It's gonna have y'all glued to y'all seat. The way that this guy fight these cases, I'm telling y'all, the man was so good with his case. He was so good at his practice. He was fighting other inmates' cases just to create case law to use in his own case.
There you go. And that's why it was so important when she asked that question. That's the answer, nephew. Yep.
See, he didn't
Yep.
want to tell her that though, but that's why he was doing it. You know, he
There
didn't
you
want
go.
to say it on the air, but that's why he did. He fought other cases to recreate case law to help him fight his own case.
And that's what Miss JB is doing. So let that woman do her job. She
Let
not
her
do this.
do her job. Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, all that's good news. That's good
Yep.
information.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
provoke, man. I'm finna get ready to get up out of here.
All
We
right.
met our goal of 106 likes, man. Shout out to
Yes,
the
sir.
chat. Y'all held it down today. What's up, Theresa? Goddess, everybody. K baby, what's up? Everybody that I missed, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the best. Y'all the greatest to do it. I appreciate y'all. I love you all for y'all support. Coming over, man. Y'all know we keep this channel good. We keep it positive. We keep it on the straight up and narrow. And shout out to Bonjean for sending out that encouraging statement that she sent out to tell people, you know what I'm saying, to stay fast, man. You know, this ain't no race, you know what I'm saying, that's for the swift. You know what I'm saying? We gonna stand, we gonna endure this shit to the end. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We didn't heard worse news before. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And we didn't stop believing then. So why should we stop believing now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if you're a non-believer, then I need for you to get your ass out the car with me.
Yes, sir.
Get out the car. So if your belief system is based off of judgments, then I don't need you in here. You know what I'm saying? I need you to believe within your heart. If you believe someone is innocent, you know what I'm saying, you need to believe that within your heart of hearts. You know what I'm saying? Not on your
Yep.
shoulders, goddamn it, not in your pockets, not on your knee. No, I need you to believe it within your heart. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
The
just
heart
because
inside the
somebody
heart.
deny something or reject something, that if that right there calls you to waver, then goddamn, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you.
Mm.
Somebody might come and offer you something, and you might turn on me. You know what
Ha.
I'm saying?
Ha. Say that.
Mm.
So we
Say-
solid. We solid over here. We solid steppers. We solid in our belief. And at the end of the day, that's how I'm rolling. I don't need a lot. I need a few good men. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Shout out to the chat, everybody. And shout out to my girl, K Baby. She one of the original pioneers in this journey, man. It's
Been
always
there
an
whole
honor,
time. Whole time.
privilege to see her in the chat. Always. Blessing to you, Queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, man. So check this out, y'all. I'm already ready and set to go. And y'all come over there and holler at me, man. And I'm telling you, don't stay away. You know, just come hang out. Like the page. Let's get all of this information popping up. It needs to get out. You know, we gotta get this out, man. You know, I appreciate y'all to come over from Big Vi's channel. We get down, y'all lovely, man. So, you know, let's keep it moving, man. We're gonna go ahead and get things started here in a few minutes. I'm a little late, but I'm kicking it with y'all. So, you know, when I get there, I get there, you know, but at the same time, you know, just make sure that y'all come on and check me out. Check out the channel. Big Vi gonna be there. Muse might pop in tonight. You know, you never know who you're gonna see.
We
So
got Audrey M out the way, so everybody coming.
right.
Right.
You know, say grab you a cocktail.
What nephew said? I yield back. what nephew said. I go back.
grab you a cocktail. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? A Moscow Mule or something, and come on and let's go.
Let's
You know,
go, man.
we gotta reiterate. We gotta keep this thing moving because at the end of the day, we know what happened. At the end of the day, we know what's going on. You know, and we are going to get justice
Most
for
definitely.
R. Kelly. You know, we're gonna get justice for everybody. We ain't finna sit up here and play these games with these people. I
Nah.
don't care if you black, white, Chinese. I'm coming for the justice. If you got done wrong and you got a big unicorn, you got a unicorn thing on your head. I don't care nothing about that. If you got done wrong, we gonna get you together. That's what
Maybe
we're trying to do.
And maybe J-Rock can give us some timeline dates on some people may be having their anniversary of their album in early next year. So hopefully, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm finna come, man.
Yep.
So, and shout out to Chicago Bears, man.
Yes,
Caleb
sir.
Williams.
They clown last
You
night.
know what I'm saying? Shout out to LSU, man. Jaden Daniels. Shout out to Xavier Neighbors, man. Come on, man.
That was a good draft last
Penix,
night.
Michael Penix Jr. going to Atlanta. Man, I was so happy with the draft last night.
That was a good draft last night,
No
man.
Knicks going to Denver Broncos, man.
Okay.
Man.
Say the Bears said we
JJ
ain't giving them
McCarthy
nothing.
from Michigan. JJ McCarthy from Michigan went dang, I can't remember. He's a quarterback though. He went in the first round, you know, in the top 10, I think it was, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I missed it.
I've been hearing some stuff about the pick that Atlanta made for Michael Penix Jr. Boy, there's some
badass pickup, bro.
Yeah. There's some people that in Atlanta are not too happy about it.
Why not, man? Kirk Cousins is over with, man.
Yeah.
They should be
the reason well, it's not directed at Michael Penix Jr. What it is if you're going to go for a quarterback, why are you going to give Kirk Cousins $180 million,
coming off an injury, guaranteed?
When you could
coming off an injury.
And see, and my thought is, if you was gonna go that route, you should have went on ahead and traded for Justin Fields, and would have saved about $150 million, and then you would have came back and said, okay, he's young, he's not quite a proven quarterback yet, so let's go ahead and try to get another quarterback, which Michael Penix would have made a whole lot of sense at that point. But see, it's not that some of the Falcon fans are angry at Michael Penix Jr. They're angry at the organization and how they handled everything, and said that. And then the funny part was that the agent, nobody knew about. Kirk Cousins didn't know about it until they were on the clock.
Hey, bro, you know the Bears got a 2-year plan, right? Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what it is.
The Bears did good though.
They're trying to get a new downtown stadium.
Oh yeah,
and they need an elite quarterback because once they get that downtown stadium, they're gonna need to be going for Super Bowls, bro.
Is that the one? Is that the one they're supposed to be building one by Deerfield?
No, they talking about going to the lakefront, bro.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. With a
Because
dome.
it was the Arlington and now there's the lakefront. They going back and forth, man.
They actually did the presentation right before the draft. This is what they want to do.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I heard there was some talk about that.
This is seriously what they want to do. They actually got to put the stadium exactly in the spot where they wanted to put it about a dock. Man, that'd be so cold. You know, people talk about the traffic. I know, but traffic in Chicago anyway, everywhere.
Traffic always in Chicago.
I mean, so complain, but at the end of the day, if the Bears get a chip out of this,
I'm gonna be rolling through that shit, man. I ain't got to. You good?
Right.
You gotta be aggressive in Chicago, man. Hey, Big Bite, you know how to use the YouTube redirect? Because I got you set up to send to, you know what I'm saying, if you want to, just send to everybody.
Shit, let me see how you do that.
I really ain't got into it, but I know that it can be done. It's like you go into your YouTube studio and set it up and just go into I guess the settings like for admins and stuff like that.
Oh, you gotta go in the YouTube studio.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here.
yeah, we gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So we can become crispy with our transfer.
Black Duchess said, what is the name of your channel? Put the name up. Somebody Love Unconditional. Somebody put the link to Derek channel in the chat.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get ready to get up out of here once Derek link get put in the chat, and then I'll pin it to the top. I'll pin it to the top of the live.
Yeah, let's have a little fun tonight. It's Friday, man. You know, we still celebrating R.Kelly regardless, bro. He needs to be celebrated regardless to how his pundits feel. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about y'all. We gonna celebrate. We gonna make sure we
celebrate. Kill, man. We don't give a damn about what
we gonna celebrate. Fuck y'all.
Look at how rude that them people was during the briefing in Illinois. We knew it was gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah.
I heard they was reckless to Miss JB, but hey, every dog got to say.
Even the guy in New York was talking crazy, but when she was just describing certain things to him, and he talking all that crazy talk, man, get your ass somewhere.
They days are numbered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
our own backyard party. Shout out to the king of R&B.
Yes, sir, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly Tales, the king.
Mars in there, man. I don't see the link.
Let me go ahead and get it together, then. I ain't tripping.
Yeah, drop it in there.
I'm finna get y'all together. Give me a second.
I don't see Love Unconditional and the people who normally grab the links and stuff.
Mm-hmm. We go ahead and get it together real quick.
What's up, Wendy Brown? What up, Petey? I ain't see Petey creeping here, did I? Yeah. V White just did it. Thank you, V White.
Oh, okay. It's hey, V White always in the building. That's she stay keeping it cracking for me, and I appreciate you, lady. Straight up and down.
All right. That's the link to Provoke Thoughts channel pinned at the top of the live. So for all the people that's over here that want to go over to Provoke Thoughts and enjoy the show tonight, head over there. That's the link at the top of the live. I'm finna get ready to get out of here. Hey, I'm available. J-Rock. Hey, I appreciated you, my bro. I don't know about the Dallas Cowboys. They ass is not the team of Texas no more.
Oh no, hell no.
Houston, Texas.
Hell no, they not that. They the county team.
Wow. It's like that now.
Oh, Houston, Texas is fucking loaded, man.
Mm-hmm.
They done took over. So shit. With that being said, everybody, man, I enjoyed y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all over on Provoke Thoughts, man, in about 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We out. Peace.
Oh, son, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
I want out. But it's hard. I need answers, Mama.
Robert.
I need answers.
Son.